All right, everyone. Today, I was going to do the review of the Bandai figures that I teased in the Godzilla and Kong theater exclusive video, but something came across my patio, and I figured, well, I might as well share with you all today. As you can tell, there's a familiar box if you've been watching the videos. Yes, it's another Playmates figure, and if you click this video, you already know what it is. I have acquired the giant size Shimo figure, so I figured we can open it up together, check it out, see how it holds up, and continue this march of madness that I have been on with these Playmates figures since this past Christmas. So without further ado, let's get cracking and open this bad boy up. There's a ton of bubble stuffing. Here we go. And voila! Let me set this down now. Behold, in all of its wonder and glory, there sits before you a 12-inch Shimo figure. So, if you have watched my other Playmates videos, I've already reviewed the giant size versions of Kong, Scar King, and Godzilla. I've also done the 6-inch of Shimo. And you know the drill. We're going to go over the box, take a look at everything, crack it open, and see how it holds up as a figure. So, first things first, box. As you can see, the standard Godzilla Kong box art on the back. Get a better idea. Shazam. And of course, the figure opened up like this. So I'm going to crack it open, force you guys to sit there and watch a strung together edit just to make it look snappy. I'm just gonna jump right to it. All right, so there we go. She's out the box, 2 pieces, almost astonishingly the exact same molding as the 6-inch version to the T. So it just tells me that they just bust these things up in size. So I got to get the trusty hair dryer, pop that tail on, and then we'll deep dive into the figure. All right, so here she is out of the box. As you can see, to be fair, didn't even need the hair dryer. Tail popped right on, had no issue whatsoever. So if you watched the video for the 6-inch version, I'm a little mumble mouth today. This is 100% a bust up of that version. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the exact same molding, which I did notice with the giant size Kong, Godzilla, and Scar King. Shimo's no exception. So the molding is 100% the same, although the detailing, since it is upsized, would be a little bit better. It looks like there was a little bit more effort with some of the coloring. It's still just a basic 2-toned figure, as you can see right here. So literally pure white with shadings of blue. Even more so, I mean, the crystal spikes on the head and the back, these are completely separate molded pieces. So these are clear plastic, where the tail is painted, similar to the 6-inch figure. As you can see, the screw ports are on one side, so if you're particular about that kind of thing, well, you're SOL. So as for articulation, the foot moves. There's no ball joint on the hip on the back, so it's a single joint. The front has a ball joint, so you can get a little more versatility in there. And then the head is on a swivel, a little bit better. And the mouth opens up. There is no fire effect or ice effect, unlike the 6-inch one. And actually, the eyes aren't too bad. So overall, you can actually appreciate the detailing on the bigger figure than you could the smaller one. Now I have her completely up on her hind legs, and she's standing roughly about 10 inches. Actually, let me get something for size comparison. So as you can see on her hind legs, she stands just as tall as the Bandai 91 giant size Godzilla. So it's about 12 inches, 13, maybe a little higher. So yeah, pretty well in scale with the giant size figures. I mean, you could put Scar King on her back. It probably would look okay. But overall, this is a child's toy. Much like I said with the other Playmates figures, we know that there's others coming out. I mean, I believe it was just announced 2 days ago that SH Figure Art, Monster Arts, has their version coming. Haya has their version coming. Bandai has their version coming. So there are other options for you high-end collectors if you want a Shimo. But if you have kids, or you just don't care and you kind of want something big and fun, and you're not worried about spending a ton of money, this particular figure cost me $24.95. I ordered it directly from Walmart.com. I didn't even have to leave the house to find it. It is far more reasonable in price than a small 6-inch figure that's going to run you upwards of $100. I think even the Haya version is about $65, $70. So you pick your poison. I know some people like big, some people like small, some people want detail, some people want fun, some people just have kids and want their kids to play with monsters. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with this figure. If of all the big figures, Kong is probably still the best. Scar King is, he was pretty decent. This is, I think, a step above better than Scar King. Just alone in the quality of it. Like, it's hefty. Doesn't feel like it's going to break at all. I mean, there's limited points of articulation. But, I mean, look, she stands pretty well. It's still better than the Godzilla. The Godzilla still remains a mystery to me of just how bad that figure tends to be in that Playmates line. I still will never understand the lack of articulation in the shoulders and the hips. But that is Playmates. They make a $10 figure, and you guys and everyone wants, $100 quality for a KB Toys price. And it's just not in the cards anymore. So there you go. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called The Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. If you don't like to right-click and download, you can also stream our show, along with our sister show, Common Kaisers, on any of your favorite podcast streamers. That includes Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you might find better podcasts. We're also on social media. You can find us on X at The Kaiju Kingdom, Instagram at The Kaiju Kingdom, and facebook.com/the Kaiju Kingdom podcast. And that'll wrap it up for this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.